What's up, star children? This is your host, Stevie, and welcome back to Star Quality. I missed you guys. I feel like it's been a minute because my last updates have all been related to the LA fires that seem to have finally reached, in terms of fires burning, that is, wrapping up phase. There's still a lot of road to recovery, so I'm going to continue to put links in my show notes and bio. So if you can please donate directly to families' GoFundMes. Of course, if there is a institution that you want to donate to that does great work, amazing. Like there's so many that have really shown up in LA, but families need money now for Airbnbs, for housing, to figure out their next moves. And as we've seen with the government lately here in the United States, it has been, real clown hours. What can we say? We'll talk about it with this new moon. Another cool thing to help folks who've been affected by the fires in LA, something I'm taking part in, is this huge chic raffle that y'all, I was going to donate anyways, but I truly want to win some of these prizes because it's just amazing. Aquarius friend Lauren Lotz has organized a LA raffle. She's a great photographer, and she organized this LA Mutual Aid raffle with 180 plus brands, mystics, artists, from Vacation, the amazing sunscreen and perfume, Gia, the non-alcoholic drinks. Think of a cool brand and they're doing it. And I'm very honored to be part of the coolness. And I'm raffling off a astrology natal chart reading with me as part of this raffle. So I believe it does actually, it starts today. So Aquarian. And I believe it goes on for 2 weeks. There's so many prizes. And so I'll put a link to how to enter that. Do it. Honestly, there's just so many cool things. You don't have to live in LA to enter this. All the prizes are either shippable, redeemable, or digital offering. So yeah, enter, help out LA, win something cool. You could very well win a reading from me. So yeah, I appreciate you helping the city that I love. And there's just been so many people impacted that it's like a bit overwhelming to think about, but that's why we all are coming together in a very Aquarian style. Aquarius is the sign of community and radicalism and organizing. And yeah, and we need to keep that in mind as we keep barreling through this very challenging year so far. Just when a year is challenging, it doesn't mean that every single person's going to have a bad time. But obviously, I think the United States can collectively agree it hasn't been the most pleasant here. I guess unless you're rooting for this evil side right now, which if you're listening, I can't believe you'd be a fan of me because it's against everything I stand for. And maybe this is a good place to make a reminder to who's speaking here. My name is Stevie. I'm an astrologer, and I'm a leftist, pansexual descendant of genocide survivors who doesn't think any person is illegal. And yeah, there's probably other things I could list in there, but that kind of sums it up for now. I'm going to make this episode free for all because I feel like we need it. So this is a good space also to shout out the paid subscribers for Star Quality. This is a user-supported publication for the newsletter and podcast. So if you would like to support me so I can make even more episodes for you and just continue to do cool stuff over here, you can join my third space, which is what I call my paid subscriber tier, for $7.77 a month. So basically for the cost of buy me an iced coffee, you can support Star Quality and also get access to the locked content, the paywalled stuff, and any exclusive offers, and also some discounts on readings too if you pay for the year out, which is not a bad deal. So yeah, and if you are new here, please subscribe. It really helps me on Substack. I'm like 50 subscribers away from a really big goal. And so yeah, please subscribe. Also, just like a transparency hour while we're here, open the emails. Click-through rates help me greatly in terms of, say, if I wanted to sell a book about something related to Star Quality, or with booking bigger guests, the success rate, even though most people I'm cool with, they probably come on even if there's 3 people here. So, but it does help to open the emails. It helps me with my, statistics. And then, same thing. If you like one of the posts, heart it, comment on it. I feel like especially with social media has been, God, hasn't that been the Pluto and Aquarius story? Social media has been such a drag and so uninspiring. And I think the way to make it re-inspiring is to actually engage with it and not just be a passive consumer, which is a great reminder. If you have an idea to create something, let me know. I will help you. I will support you. But yeah, if you see a post, listen to a podcast episode you like, heart it, comment on it. Let's engage in a conversation. I really don't think of this as just me with a megaphone speaking into the void, even though it can feel like that sometimes. I know that you are a real human on the other end listening to this because I try to offer, not even try, I do believe I offer valuable insights and teachings and reflections on astrology and society and pop culture. So that's me. And so, yeah, normally I always have free content for the masses. Usually I'll just like paywall halfway through, or, my weekly horoscopes, they get paywalled from Wednesday onward. So you get the first little chunk of the week. And then if you like what you're reading, come on down and support it, the weekly forecast. But let's get into the Aquarius new moon, because it's not just the Aquarius new moon. Every year, the Aquarius new moon also ushers in the new lunar new year. And we have now gone from the year of the wood dragon into the year of the wood snake. I am a snake. I'm an earth snake. So I'm in my snake return. I mean, not by element, but by lunar creature. So yeah, it's a twofold. And then this new moon, and I'll put the chart in the show notes. This is an audio only up today. Sometimes there's video, just depends on schedule. And honestly, I can't believe it's still January. This January, living in Los Angeles has felt like an entire year. And I've been seeing that sentiment even for folks not living in LA. So I don't know, Mars retrograde, we knew it. I mean, yeah. And also here's a good time to ask, do you guys still want a year ahead kind of like look at forecast? Did I miss the boat because I was just too wrapped up in fire nonsense in January? Let me know. In case I don't make that, here's a heads up. Everything is really funky till April 12th, truthfully. Truth be told. That doesn't mean you don't have to, it doesn't mean you have to like hide and not live your life. Like live your life, but just know that, right? Like that's how I've been operating. I've been just like, put my head down, do the work, stay in my lane. Of course, seek joy and have pleasure when I can. But in this, 2025 so far, I've been doing my exercise boot camp. I've been like committing to doing like a real big rebrand for my astrology business, working with my theme song, which I think I want to premiere in Pisces season just because of astro stuff. Anyways, we could also book a chart reading for you and talk about electional astrology, whatever. I will be updating my calendar. So take a look out there. That should be updated this weekend. But yeah, this is big. What the fuck hours. And, I know fucking the newly instated sitting president of the United States has been doing the classic, which we knew was coming. They're like, I'm going to do 1 million fucking shocking, jarring executive orders, which he did last time. And yeah, but I think the thing that's hardest about it is that how normalized it's become. Like, and maybe that's a good place to also say, I will never think being conservative is cool. I will never think trad wife shit is cool. If you like Red Scare, we do not have anything in common. Believe. I just don't think normalizing regressive troll online to like log off. I don't know. I have a life outside of the internet. I enjoy using the internet. I'm very much rooting for a peace and love movement. Like I think we need a full-blown hippie movement in this Pluto and Aquarius time. Like we need to go crunchy. We need to get back to the earth, return the earth, reparations. Okay. I'm an 11th house stellium, which is basically makes me an Aquarius. So like I connect heavily to Aquarian values, and this new moon could not connect heavier to Aquarian values. When we have a new moon, that's always when the sun and moon are at the same degree. And so we have the sun and moon meeting up at 9 degrees of Aquarius, and they are not alone. We also have Mercury there at 2 degrees of Aquarius, and Pluto, which has been in Aquarius, is now in Aquarius, will stay in Aquarius for a long time. We are at the beginning of a cycle right now. And that's a good reminder. We are at the beginning of a cycle. And this fucking horrible, evil, rotten hell president got in at the end of a cycle. He got in at this 29 degrees of Capricorn. It makes sense. We are still dealing with the last era fully. You know what I mean? And I think that's what the slower generational planets give us, that insight. Like, the new is coming, but it is going to take us demanding it as a collective, as an Aquarian collective. I do want to shout out fellow astrologer Eliza Kelly. She made a really cool observation that I had not seen anyone make. I think she was the first to just point it out, at least. Maybe some others have, because, it's free information. But this new moon is happening at 9 degrees of Aquarius, and the last 4 new moons, including this one, have all been at 9 degrees. Now, that's not like how do I say this? Like, the moon isn't going to jump crazy degrees from the new moons each month. Like, for example, the months before that were at 10, I think, and 11, because it's happening around the same time every month. So it's going to hit at the same degree, or I shouldn't say same degree, similar degree. To have it happen at the same degree of 9 degrees 4 times. And I'm going to feel like Charlie Day in that meme, feeling like a crazy person connecting the dots. During a 9 year, it's 2025. 2 plus 2 plus 5 is, say it with me, class, 9. We are in a 9 year. 9 is also the year of the Hermit card in tarot, because it's the 9th card. So that feels a little interesting. And it's in this 4 9s, this repetitive angel number. Ooh, what does that add up to? Hang on. Okay, stop. 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. 9, 9, 9, 9. Down 9, 9, 9. It's a good time. Well, it's 4 9s. 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 36. 3 plus 6 is 9. This is just this is numerology. I'm not trying to sound like a wild guy, like a wild Reddit user or something. But that is loud info. You know what I mean? And as Eliza mentioned in her, I think she posted about this on TikTok, and shout out Eliza. If look at where 9 degrees is in your chart, especially if you have any 9 degrees of air sign, because we are in an air new moon. Aquarius is an air sign. I'll get to the aspects and everything of this new moon chart in a sec. But while we're just talking about 9 degrees, I did want to look up the Sabian symbols for 9 degrees of this Aquarius new moon. Oh, and have I said the date and time? Let me do that too. This Aquarius new moon happened at, what time was it? It was early in the morning. I'm recording after the fact, but we're still in the Aquarius new moon energy. 4:36 a.m. Pacific time on January 29th, 2025. So there's your timestamp at 9 degrees, as we know. And so I was like, all right, this 9 feels really loud at this point, being the 4th 9 that we're having. Oh, wait, she did say in her video, I totally forgot. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, so this, as I mentioned, since the new moon in Scorpio in November of 2024, 9 degrees, new moons. It's our 4th one. Next one on the 27th, the new moon in Pisces, 9 degrees. The eclipse, the Aries new moon eclipse on March 29th, 9 degrees. And that's the last one. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's the last one we will have. So what, 6 of them? Damn. Okay. And I was just looking ahead, and at the end of the year, there's going to be 3 in a row at 28. So anyways, if you want to get into degree theory, it can be quite fun and a real rabbit hole. So that takes me back to the Sabian symbol, which Sabian symbols are a bunch of folkloric images for each degree of the zodiac wheel. I'm actually working on my own Sabian symbols, the Stevie symbols. You heard it here first. And because some of them are dated, some really hip, but some are dated in a racist grandma way. So this one for 9 degrees of Aquarius, and I don't have the time to look back right now. Well, I'll go over the other 9 ones maybe next time, or maybe on the eclipse one. We'll see. But I won't forget this because it's very visual and loud. But this feels so wild considering this new moon has Pluto there, right? This marker of that new era. the death, the transformation, the like revolution that can come with Pluto, and that Mercury's there, right? Like there's a message to be heard, and the communication that has to be shared. And so the Sabian symbol for 9 degrees of Aquarius is a flag turned into an eagle, which is so United States of America. Do we not? So this is from James Burgess's website. I'm just going to read the kind of brief bio that's at the top. But the log lines, if you will, are taking steps to realize the dream. It is not enough to have a dream. We must also take action to make it come true, becoming the change you want to see in the world. And then the paragraph below that is, it is not enough to envision the future, even with clear intention. We must act. We must take affirmative action. And as Gandhi says, become the change we want to see in the world. Doing is required. Thinking is not sufficient. In this way, we come to change who we are at a fundamental level, without which nothing significant will ever change externally. And this is just basically talking about like doing it, right? Like actually stepping up and taking the flag, right, which is symbolic. It's a representation of a group of people, and then having that turn into an eagle that is actually actualizing and taking flight and doing its damn thing and being majestic. And so I think, this fucking targeted bullshit transphobic regulations that have been like the big news item of the week, and not just news item, like horrific legislation that is just cruel. And what's it for besides to be a fucking piece of shit? Hope everybody sues the fuck out of this country. And I think that is also a great reminder, is we just need to hit this country with what they symbolically find important. So the, if you will, flag of the modern 2025 United States is, I think, money and data. And so being mindful with your money and your data is going to really pack a punch. I also think too that we left people and people who aren't conservative scum need to just be brave and to, I don't know, like just call it as you see it. Like if I see someone super concerned about trans stuff, I'm just like, I just would be like, what are you insecure about? Like, what's your problem? Like truly just being like, dude, why are you being weird? Like if you were at a party and someone was being edgy towards you, you'd be like, why are you being weird? If you're going to be edgy towards any marginalized or whatever people that I don't get why, I just don't, it's truly like I don't get what the big fucking deal is and what you are concerned, because I thought our flag was live and let live. You're in the United States, especially conservative values used to be very like, leave me alone, government. And now it's like the government in your fucking underwear. Like, back the fuck up. And look, I'm someone who had to estrange from a Fox News obsessed dad. I just could not do it. And I think that's going to be the other part. And I don't, family estrangement is nothing not that I don't endorse it. I do endorse it if you need it, but it's not easy. Like, I wouldn't say like it's this like leisurely thing that is super easy to access. It's a difficult choice. I wish he was not an asshole. I wish he was the person he was before, because he used to not be an asshole. He had his problems, but don't forget, I have Aries moon conjunct my midheaven in the 10th. I am my father's worst enemy. I'm men's worst enemy, usually most of the time. But yeah, just to be extremely brave in your communities, because the people getting targeted are already being targeted and already being attacked. So it's going to rely on the people who aren't being attacked, who aren't being targeted, who don't look like they're the kind of people who are, would care. I don't know if you saw that TikTok of the guy who was in the knife store in Texas, but a couple brought in a Nazi knife, like a neo-Nazi Hitler Youth knife with like the emblem, and asked him to put that emblem on a new knife. And he, in like the kind of like store footage, you can see him just like really quickly shut it down. He's like, nope. And they're like, no. And he's like, I will de-Nazify shit, but I will not re-Nazify shit. And I was like, abso-fucking-lutely. Not even just, no, I don't do that. No, I will take that off for you, but I will not put that on. Okay, I need to shout out that knife place just so they can get the buzz. I'll put the video too. Okay, yeah, that was the Blade Bar, and I think it's pronounced Edom, Texas, Edom. I'm putting a link to the video in the show notes, but it's the username on TikTok is DJINN Design. So Dijin Designs, 2 N's. Just because I've seen some people faking to be their account to get followers, which is bullshit. So I always like to link the original poster so they can get their cred. And hell fucking yeah. Just a hell fucking yeah to this East Texas knife shop, because we will de-Nazify shit. We will not re-Nazify shit. Period. Okay, so let me get into the aspects going on. So this new moon is in a big Aquarius party with Mercury again, speaking it out, communications, the message, like the thoughts, the connections, with Pluto, the revolution. And this is making a trine. The only aspect besides the big conjunction with Aquarius stuff is a trine to Jupiter. So Jupiter is in Gemini, which is also about air things, connections. Gemini is the people and the message. I mean, I've seen this so much just with the fires here in LA. Community works faster than government. Community actually could solve all our problems. Like, we have set up free stores, figured out housing. Like, LA has just shown up for its people because it's a fucking rat race out here and it's so hard. And we actually do have enough stuff. We have enough things to keep us all safe. And I think that is just going to be an ongoing thing to feel like we can even trust the system. It hasn't been trustable in a long time, and it's just going to be clearer and clearer as this year and this term for this president unfolds. Also a quick note, just for when I share the chart in the show notes, I have it set for Los Angeles time. So adjust for your time zone. Like, for example, this is a Capricorn rising chart for the LA chart, but it's going to change depending on where you're located. So don't take too much, don't worry about that. That's normal. Okay. I'll keep this breezy. Just want to do like a vibe check all around of, the other planets that we got in action. Let's see what this Mars retrograde is doing. So we're still in Mars retrograde in Cancer. That's lasting till February 23rd. Jesus Christ. How has everyone's Mars retrograde been? I hate it. It's also my long ass Mars return hitting my ascendant. So yeah, not my favorite. But in this new moon chart, the Cancer Mars retrograde is making a really nice trine to Venus, a really nice trine to Saturn. They're both in Pisces. It's making a sextile to Uranus. So there's positive change, and also it feels like a true illumination to, like, oh my God, I don't even want this stuff anymore. Like, there's a release because of the Mars retrograde, where Mars is usually so active and forward and gimme. There's like a bit of that Cancer energy retrograde that's like, oh my God, this stuff's not mine. This drama is not mine. This bullshit is not mine. This job that like doesn't even pay me that good is like not, like, I don't have to worry about them. My God, they wouldn't care if I died. Not to be blunt, but it's true. Like, I saw, you always see those posts that are like, we were about to fire the guy for being late, but it turns out he died because your workplace doesn't care about you. Now, I know some people work at places that are positive, but the majority of places just care about their shareholders. The only tense aspect to that Mars is Chiron is making a square. So there's going to be some, it's already Mars retrograde in Cancer. Like, it's going to be squishy in the feelings department. And there might be a little bit of mourning. Maybe it's mourning a life that didn't pan out. Maybe it's mourning a plan that just didn't come to fruition. Maybe your timeline for a family or like a relationship that you really had hope in, it just didn't pan out. Because while there's good energy to Venus and Saturn, like that it's really committed and taking the steps towards Mars, there's still a Mars retrograde that is a big come to Jesus sort of feeling that is not about just accepting the shit. I remember when I got married, when you do make that big of a commitment, you do, in theory, sign up for life, right? And you do start thinking of like, what would I want in my life forever? And so I think it kind of has, maybe it's just because Cancer is so family motivated. Maybe there is some tension with the family, or maybe a new understanding with family that is unlocked. But yeah, there's definitely a like, watery, this ain't my shit. This is not my emotional shit. This is not for me. While we're still in the Venus department, Venus is also So Saturn is not in this conjunction technically. Saturn's at 17 degrees, but over to the side, we have Venus conjunct Neptune conjunct the North Node, all in Pisces, 25 degrees Venus, 27 degrees Neptune, 28 degrees North Node. And so I know Neptune and Venus together can be a little bit of delusion, but also can be such vision. It's both. And I think this is like, it's still the beginning of the year. We don't have to live this way. We actually can like do whatever the fuck we want. And you could go like work on a boat in Alaska this summer if you like took the time to figure that out. You know what I mean? Like you could go live a cool, weird, different experience, a different type of love. It doesn't have to look, I don't know, it just doesn't have to be boring. And maybe that's what it is. Because I think Pisces wants to feel something. And if everything has just felt like, if life has felt like clocking into a job, that's information. Because it's connected to the North Node path, right? And so how this year do we embrace more art, more creativity, more spirituality, more like, not in a bad way, like more mess, like not being perfect, releasing of that Virgo South Node. Like, when did bitches get afraid of taking a risk? Wait, what's the quote? Oh my God, I have to get it. The Marnie quote. Okay, I'm going to play it. I hope it picks up on this microphone.
Like, oh, let's make fun of the girl who took a risk and put herself out there creatively.
That was Marnie from the HBO series Girls. If you've never watched Girls, it is quintessential millennial viewing. But Marnie is so learning the South Node Virgo lessons, undoing. Actually, like Marnie is a risk taker. It's so funny if you watch for the first time, you're gonna be like, this chick. But yeah, you know, like living for yourself, living for like, you only get one shot of this life. So to quote I just saw my friend Michael Kinnan do his one-man show of Titanic, Never Let Go. If you ever get the chance to see it, it is so cathartic, so good. But to quote Titanic, and the cheers to making it count. Okay, my coffee is really hitting. I'm feeling goof a la moof. Is this everything? Well, like, there's so many stelliums. There's like a big Aquarius stellium, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Pluto, Neptune, a Pisces stellium, Saturn, Venus, Neptune, and the North Node. Who have I not spoken on? Let me check. Yeah, I mean, Uranus is getting, just kind of mentioned that with the Mars thing. It's getting love from Venus. It's getting love from Mars. Like, mix it up. We do not just have to repeat the same lives over and over again. And this comes back to the year of the snake. The snake sheds its skin. The snake is connected to Venus and creativity and not just accepting anything. The snake waits in the grass and strikes when it's the right time. And so, you know, maybe there's a little bit of move in silence, but then also letting people know where you want your energy to go. Like, the snake is selective. Also, the 9 is related to completion, the end of a cycle, but the 9th house, we're connected to travel and expansion. The 9 with the hermit is maybe seen as like, oh, it's this guy that's just an indoor guy, but it's also about soul discovery. And he has a lantern, like he's looking for the truth and he's looking for what connects in his spirit. So if your surroundings have been squashing your spirit, if your relationships have been squashing your spirit, if this fucking government's been squashing your spirit, what are you going to do about it? Huh? I mean, I gotta give you a little shoulder shove. What are you going to do about it? Because there's things we're going to have to do about it. We can't just like roll over and play possum and accept bullshit. Okay, I think that's it. I think this is going to be a really big new moon. It already feels like it. The shift from Mercury in Aquarius is really strong. I mean, I'm an Aquarius fan. I don't know. It's my 8th house, but I think it's because of my 11th house stellium. I connect to the energy. So I hope you work with this new moon. I appreciate you listening to the pod. Please, again, like, subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please rate and review. Tell your friends. I'm spaghetti_witch on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. I technically kept quit Twitter. I haven't deleted it. I'm still like lurking and liking and looking for traders updates. If you watch the TV show The Traders, I'm just not making any new content over there because the whole like, yeah, Nazi thing, which sucks because Twitter was my favorite, but it hasn't been the same, and I'm just waiting for someone to buy it. So that's why I'm not deleting my account. So, but you know, I'm still technically there. And what, any other programs? I did join Blue Sky. They don't allow underscores in your usernames, which pisses me off because I have spaghetti underscore witch everywhere, but I did claim Star Quality over there, starquality.bluesky.social or whatever it is. It's kind of been boring, but let me know if there's any accounts I should follow, because what I like about Twitter is it's funny and good meme images, and yeah, I don't know, it has like a Tumblr energy, or it used to, but so yeah, follow me on the things. We'll see how long I'm there, but Substack has been my main. Please don't get evil. I appreciate your support, and have a fabulous new moon. Talk to you soon. Bye.